This might be the best value of any product I have ever reviewed in the entire history of the channel. Bike repair stand with a magnetic tool tray and a wheel holder for $44.99. What's more, I think it might be lighter weight than the lightest bike repair stands on the market. This could be the king of all bike stands. But does it fold in half if you put a bike on it? I mean, how? How is it $44.99? It's not even that unstable. This thing's supposed to hold 60 pounds worth of bike. What do we have here that's heavy? Here we go, the Moonlander. Okay. It's fine. Now, when I said it might be the lightest bike repair stand ever, I'm comparing it to the Feedback Sports bike repair stand. Let's compare them. Yes, this is an expensive bike repair stand. It's like 10 pounds or 4.5 kilograms. What does this weigh? Okay, it weighs the same as the Feedback Sports ultralight stand, which is it's expensive, it's high end. With the tray and the wheel holder, what's the catch? Okay, so if you have the bike mounted kind of upwards like this, the wheel can flop over, and so they sell these wheel holders. You just kind of wrap it around the seat post or something. So it works. It's just the worst wheel holder in the world is all. So let's review here. It's completely adjustable. You can rotate the bike. This appears to be made of pretty strong plastic over here. The clamp actually works really well. It has a magnetic tool tray, which this thing has a tool tray that you can buy for as much as this stand. It's lightweight. It folds up really compact. I would imagine that after some heavy use, it would be worse for wear. It's nowhere near as nice as this, but there is no catch. This stand is sick for the price, and a bike repair stand is an amazing thing to have if you're starting to work on your bikes. But is this really $44.99? Yes, I absolutely paid $44.99 for it on May 23rd. The Elevon bike repair stand. Support at balancefrom.com. One option from $71.30. It's not available anymore. Oh, that's not good. It might be worth $71.30, but it's not the crazy, insane deal it once was. Well, you snooze, you lose. On to the next product. Okay, so we want to get a cable housing from here to here for a wired dropper post, but it won't go through for some reason. So I'm taking my phone camera and shining it down there, and I can't see what the heck I'm looking at. $13 USB endoscope. Look at this. It shows on the computer screen whatever this thing sees. So we're gonna feed it down there. Oh, this thing sucks. I can't see anything. Could it be the light? Oh, it's adjustable. Let's try it now. Okay, now I think we're in business. Oh, and it's got a magnet. So we put this little guy on here. Yes. Yeah, the camera now points at the magnet. So let's drop something. Okay. Descending down into the seat tube. Oh, there's my cable, I think. Look at that, that's the cable housing coming through the little guide tube there. We can actually see it, but now we still have to get that little piece of metal out of the bottom. So let's do some exploration here. Oh, yeah, I don't see it anywhere. Let's look a little deeper. Oh, whoa, there's like a whole different cavity down there that I would never be able to see with a flashlight. Oh, I have it with the magnet. Yes! Best $14 ever. But it's just not like a bendy cable. You can't actually direct it where you want to see. So if that's too frustrating for you, there's the Teslong, $109. Boroscope, endoscope. Look at that. You got a built-in screen, a bendy cable. Whoa. This is the sickest tool in my entire shop right now. Okay. It takes pictures. Does it have the attachments? Oh my God. $109 for this? It's got a little hook, so we can hook something. You screw that on. All right, I'm gonna drop this little thing from the other boroscope deep into the seat tube. Let's see what it takes to get this back. Okay, so we're gonna descend into the seat tube. Much clearer. Look at that, I can like move it around in there. Let's go deeper. Oh, there it is, you see it? I'm gonna try and steer it. Okay, we're gonna try and grab it with the magnet. I think we have it. Okay, we're gonna very carefully lift it up. There it is. We fished it out. Okay, so one thing I will say is this has a much bigger diameter than the $14 one. I'm kind of glad I have both because this can fit in much smaller places. I am so excited. These are absolutely cool, cheap products. I don't know how long this lasts. It's $14. It could save an entire carbon bike frame. This thing, I mean, it's made by Teslong. How bad could it be? What do we have here? Tiny bike tire pump with a little hose attached to it. What did this cost? $39.99. They call it Veep Tiny Pump Mini Bike Tire Pump, designed for bicycle. They make them cheaper, but this one had really good reviews. And if you remember in the last video, I revisited that $90 one that kind of does the same thing. That didn't have a hose. It didn't have a gauge on it. This is supposedly better, but let's see if it works. Okay, I have this set to 25 PSI. So it should pump and then stop. I'm gonna put my little Clik adapter on here because I'm weird. I use Clik valves. Here we go. This thing is crazy loud, but it seems to run pretty smoothly, making quick work of this tire. How is the other one $90? Okay. Absolutely works. Let's test the accuracy. It's high by about 3 PSI, but who am I kidding? I usually use a squeeze test anyway, and this thing is cheap. Let's compare it to the pump that I was showing you in the last video that was $90. This is definitely bigger by a little bit. Still extremely compact. Feels like about the same weight. On the one hand, the hose adds strain relief. It's less likely to do damage to the valve because you're not torquing on it, but it also makes it bigger and less portable. This thing is dead simple. I also don't know how well this works long term. Of course, if it breaks, you can buy another one. Kind of makes me feel icky inside, but that's the truth. The reason I chose this one is because it had good reviews. The only people who were complaining about it were like, I filled up 3 tires and it ran out of batteries. Of course it runs out of batteries if you fill up 3 tires. This is kind of meant to replace a CO2. 2 CO2s and an inflator are actually bigger than this. And so this is to bring with you for an emergency, or yeah, if you want to use it a lot, you have to keep charging it. Yeah, I think this is probably gonna come with me during travel. Pretty cool. 3 inflations so far on a high volume 29-inch mountain bike tire and no sign of, the battery's showing red now. Okay, so you get 3 inflations with it, and I would imagine it degrades over time with repeated cycles. Yeah, what do you expect? This is the Jagahaha bike trailer tent. In the promo video, they did show a nice lady on an e-bike camping in a city park with this thing. They advertise that it's water resistant. It appears to be. I don't know if that coating wears off after a while, but the water rolls straight off of it. It's comfortable on the inside and is actually stable. Like, my bike is precariously on this stand over here, and when I get in and out of this, the bike does not fall over. Now, it appears they kind of know how to make a tent, and actually, it's pretty well thought out. There's some storage in here. You can roll up these different panels. They even give you a little canvas that you can put underneath it to store some of your stuff. Pretty nice. But as a trailer, it is absolutely terrible. It's completely made of steel, including the wheels, which is insane. But also, it is completely off-center with the bicycle, like way out into the road, which is crazy because pretty much any bicycle should be in the center here. There's no different measurement that you would have to make for different bicycles. Also, given the fact that you have to put the tent poles in it, I'm not really sure what the point is. You could get like a cheaper trailer and a cheaper tent and have kind of the same experience, maybe even better. It does keep you off the ground, which is kind of nice. It's got the mosquito net, and it does have it on both sides. Honestly, I don't think that many people are actually gonna be camping with something like this. This is more like a place that you could hang out in during the day, read a book in the park or something like that. Now, it might be a stretch to put this in the cheap products video since it's $400, but anytime you have the word bicycle and camping in the same sentence, you're used to seeing more zeros. And so, let's see if this is actually a good deal. The Jagahaha electric bike camper. I don't know. How do you make that for less than $400? Maybe you could. I just don't feel like it was a good use of my $400. Probably not good for real camping. Like I said, if you're out in a city park like the nice lady in the video, and there's a little drizzle, you're gonna be okay. Kind of gimmicky, to be honest. On to the next one. Wiggles! Wiggle, 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 wiggle. This next one is called the Rehook, and it is $15.99. Cheap? Yeah, $15.99 is not a lot of money, but for what it is that might be expensive, Rehook, get your chain back on your bike. Okay, so it says just put it into the chain, and then you just kind of pedal it back onto the bike, and then it comes off, and the chain's on. All right. I feel like there was a little bit of a missed opportunity here. It would be a better deal if it also had a tire lever on it. You put the Rehook on this side and then the tire lever on this side. I don't suspect it would cost any more to manufacture if they did that. The question is, even in a workshop anywhere, is there a point in having a dedicated tool to putting your chain back on? I have to say, it works really, really well, and I can't count how many times my hands have gotten completely covered in grease just messing with chains, and so there is some merit to it. You can just use a stick or something like that. In fact, one of the reviews on Amazon said just that. Maybe I think it's silly, but other people like it. $15.99, it appears to be made of fiberglass reinforced nylon or something like that. Like, it's really stiff. It has this nice little strap. Like, they did their best here. It's nice, but I just think there's gonna be a limited amount of people who actually need a dedicated chain putter back on her. Pretty interesting concept. I'm gonna keep it around and we'll see if I use it. These are digital calipers for measuring stuff in the shop. I have them laying around everywhere, and sometimes they can be kind of expensive. This one, the Hardell digital caliper, is $36.99. They have cheaper ones, but believe me, you don't want them. So first of all, it's not the worst caliper in the world. It's a little bulkier than some of the other ones. The buttons feel a little bit chintzy, but really, all things considered, this thing's pretty nice. Slides nice and smoothly, has a depth gauge, but that's not the killer feature. The killer feature is it's rechargeable. These, for some reason, run out of batteries way faster than they should, and caliper batteries are super annoying because, well, let me show you. They're these freaking things, and I never have them around. They're like $75 a piece, and then, I don't know, they just suck. Why? Why can't you just make it rechargeable for like this $35 one? I'm just gonna end up only using this because it's always charged. It appears to be pretty accurate. It's showing the same exact measurement as this much more expensive caliper, only this one is blinking on the screen, which is to tell you it's time to change the battery. I feel like I just changed the battery in this thing yesterday. Caliper batteries are so annoying. The fact that this is rechargeable, this is awesome. Now, it has a bigger screen. I could say that maybe if I was trying to fit it in somewhere that was kind of tight and I needed that extra little bit of space, I would want something else. Now, most calipers have this, but what is cool, it has a depth gauge over here. So let's say you wanted to measure the width of a hub. I'll show you. I'm showing 108 millimeters inside of this hollow through axle, and then you can round it off to a standard hub width and do the rest of the math yourself. So I know the diameter of the seat post collar, but let's say the writing was worn away. We could use the inner diameter measurement here. And I'm showing 31.5, which would get us close enough to know there's a 31/8 seat post collar. Especially with all the weird modifications and 3D printing I do, I like having calipers laying around the shop, and a cheap set of calipers is great for getting close enough, or even just doing something that doesn't require perfect micron precision measurement. It's gonna tell you how many millimeters something is, even down to the 1/10 of a millimeter, and it seems to be somewhat accurate in that regard. I'm gonna keep it around and see if I'm still using it a year from now. And last but not least, we all have a friend who has no money, but they somehow have a very nice bike. I was that guy at one point. I had a nice bicycle and a car that barely ran to get around town. And so if you have your priorities straight, you can pick up one of these shirts. These are high quality screen prints. They're shipped out just 5 minutes from my house. It's on Cognitive MTB. It does support me, but don't do it to support me. Buy one of these because you want one and you deserve it. I have a link down below. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. And if you didn't, I hope you were at least entertained. Thanks for riding with me today, and I'll see you next time.